A very good morning, children. Today I'll be taking up your revision chapter, that is a different kind of school. You all know, children, that this topic was about a school that was a very different school, in the sense that this school did not only teach bookish language, it did not only teach what the books taught, but it was meant to teach children thoughtfulness. वॉट इज़ थॉटफुलनेस? वेन वी आर thoughtful, जब हम सोच के चीज़ें करते हैं, thoughtful about others. It taught us that this school taught children about the basic needs of human being. You have to be kind, you have to show kindness, you have to show care, you have to be caring, you have to show love towards each other. So that means that you have to be considerate. One does not has to always look about one's own benefit, but one always has to think about others as well, and especially about those children who do not have everything that we have. For example, there are some who are blind, who cannot see. We have to be thoughtful about such people. Whenever we meet them, we have to show them care, we have to show them kindness. So this is what the lesson taught us. Let's revise some of the question answers also. Okay, so the first important question in this lesson is, what was the game that every child in the school had to play? So what was the game that they used to play? The game was to show thoughtfulness. So we can say that in Miss Beam's school, every child had to play the role of being blind, sometimes deaf, mute, injured, or lame for a particular day. That means the children sometimes behaved and acted as if they are blind, or they are deaf, they are mute, that means they could not speak, or they have some injury, they cannot walk. Similarly, this was done to create thoughtfulness. This was just like a game that they had to play, and this formed a key part of their training. So this was a training given to them in which, or by which, they would become thoughtful, right? Okay, so let's see the second one now. The next question is, each term every child has one blind day, one lame day. Complete the line. Which day was the hardest? Why was it the hardest? So let's first complete the line. Each term every child has one blind day, one lame day, one deaf day, one injured day, and one dumb day. So basically they have to act as if they were different children, different in the basic needs. They could not have the basic things in life. That means some could not see, some could not hear, some could not speak. So basically the teacher wanted them to know that how would they feel if the basic things in life were not given to them. So they had to become thoughtful. The next part of the question, children, says, which day was the hardest? That means, what was hard to become? It was hard to become blind, it was hard to become deaf or lame. And why was it the hardest? So in this you can answer, among all the days, the blind day was the hardest day, because that day students had to act blind without peeping from their blindfolds. तो कितना मुश्किल होगा, imagine. Their eyes were blindfolded and they could not see, and they used to walk around the school campus with someone's help. So you can write that the hardest day was the day when they had to act as if they were blind. And why was it the hardest? as they felt as though they were going to hit or wound themselves because they could not see. So, all the time remaining blindfoldedly and moving about is very tough. So, you can say the hardest day was the day when they acted as if they were blind. Right? Okay, the next one. What was the purpose of these special days? This question, children, can also come in the form of like, what was the real aim of Mrs. Beam's school? What was the purpose of the special days? Why were they behaving like this? Or what was the real aim of the school, Mrs. Beam's school? So basically, in this, children, you will write down that the real aim of this school was not much to teach, but to teach thoughtfulness. Not only to teach the bookish language, but to teach thoughtfulness. Thoughtfulness of being kind towards each other, of being loving, being helpful, being sharing, being sweet, being accommodating, being considerate. That means all not only thinking about ourselves always, but also thinking about others. I had also given you this word, children, empathy, EMPATHY. That means we have to show empathetic behavior. We have to be considerate towards each other. So this is a very important question, that what was the purpose or what was the real aim of the school. So all these questions you can do in this lesson. Thank you, children.